Hello, my name is David. I've been teaching here in Vietnam for the past 5.5 years. I'm from Ghana and I use a Ghanaian passport. Over this period, I've had the opportunity of landing teaching jobs from schools in countries such as the Dominican Republic, Indonesia, Mexico, and a number of schools here in Vietnam. So I think I've got an idea of what to do as an African to land great teaching jobs. That is what I'm going to talk about in this video. The first tip I would like to give you is upscale your credentials with relevant professional development and certifications. I've come to realize that so many people apply to these teaching jobs with the barest minimum requirements that set jobs require. When that happens, you will be competing with so many people with similar qualifications. I can say that I first got my first job here back in 2019 because of the Masters in Science Education that I had back then. I think that gave me a competitive edge and that made me stand out from the applicants back then. And since coming here, I've been doing so many relevant PDs to, upskill my teaching credentials. I got an IBMYP certification. I did Google Certified Education, Google Certified Educator certifications. I'm currently a US certified teacher in general science, secondary general science, that is for grade 7 and 12. So I keep upscaling my credentials in order to make me stand out from these applicants that apply to the same jobs. So the first tip I'd like to give you is that you make sure you upskill your credentials with relevant professional developments. The second tip I would like to give you is that, if possible, avoid oversaturated job markets. It is very common for so many people back from Africa to apply for ESL teaching jobs. That is what everybody all over the world is applying to. If it is possible, you can get credentials in other subject areas like mathematics, science, chemistry, biology, social sciences like global perspectives, travel and tourism. These subject areas, they are not as saturated as the ESL job market. So if possible, you just get credentials in this less saturated subject areas so that the competition that you'll be getting will be significantly reduced. But if you still want to go for this saturated job market like the ESL job market, you make sure you apply with credentials that not so many people will be applying with. That is, if the minimum requirement is a degree, you apply with a master's. I hope you understand the point. Do whatever it takes to avoid oversaturated job markets. The third point I'd like to talk about is, if possible, you subscribe to these paid job websites such as scroll.com, tieonline.com, and if you can afford Search Associates, you can subscribe to that website. This is because most of these free websites such as tes.com, that is what everybody is applying for jobs on. I read on Reddit that on the average, the number of applications received on TES is about 500 applications per job posting. So imagine you applying for a job with 500 plus other candidates who are applying for the same jobs. So when you subscribe to this paid job website, which I believe not so many people will subscribe, it will reduce the competition that you would have to overcome in order to land these great international teaching jobs. Besides, I've realized that most of these high-paying, top-tier, elite international schools, they put their job postings on these paid websites and sometimes their own specialized school websites. So, if possible, you subscribe to these paid job portals to increase your chances of landing great international teaching jobs. Tip number 4 I would like to give in this video is you optimize your LinkedIn profile. On LinkedIn, you can talk or you can tell people about who you are, your job positions, your experience, your credentials, but you optimize it in such a way that when people go look for teachers in your subject areas, you will be found easily. From time to time, I do get notifications and emails from LinkedIn telling me that I've appeared in about 100 searches, 200 searches, a whole number of them. You understand? This is because I've been able to optimize my LinkedIn with relevant job titles, with relevant subjects that I want to teach, with relevant skills needed in education, such as EdTech, classroom management, relationship with students, and I do write posts related to these skills that are needed by the 21st century teacher. So you optimize your LinkedIn as much as possible. You connect with like-minded people. You do comments and then, show appreciation to posts that you find resonating with you. Doing so, it makes your LinkedIn profile optimized. And I've had a number of messages from LinkedIn from schools asking me to interview because they find my profile fitting the job openings that they have in their schools. So the fourth point, or the fourth tip I would like to give, is that you optimize your LinkedIn profile. And I think that can also enhance your chances of landing great international teaching jobs. The last point I would like to talk about in this video is that you make sure you research enough about the schools you are interviewing with, or the school that has given you an offer, because you don't just say yes all the time. Sometimes you need to do adequate research. A few years ago, there was this school that I thought was a very good school, and it would be ideal for me to work at. So I kept watching their employment pages to see if there's any relevant job opening in my subject area for me to apply. But again, I was doing my research on Reddit and in other forums, and I realized that this particular school was having problems in terms of paying teachers and a whole lot of issues. As we speak, at the time of recording this video, this school has folded up. It's been closed down. This school is an international school here in Vietnam. It's in Ho Chi Minh. You can do your research. You'll find out more about this. So you really need to do your research about whatever school you are interviewing with, and then ask yourself if it will be worth your mental health. Another example too is I received an offer from a very popular school here in Vietnam last year, December 2023. And for a very long time, I knew this school environment wasn't the kind of environment I would like to work in. So even though the offer was better than my current school's offer, I had to reject the offer. A few months later, the one who interviewed me, the vice principal who interviewed me, he resigned, and I keep hearing the same stories over and over again. Teachers over there are resigning in droves. So you don't just say yes to every school. You need to research enough before you commit to any form of job offer. So these are the tips I would like to give you, and I believe when you follow these tips, you'll be able to land yourself great international teaching jobs. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.